Hey guys, wherever you're coming from, if you're in my class, now's the time to take out your notes. I'm not gonna wait, okay? If you're a sub, maybe pay a little attention because the kids might have questions after this. But otherwise, if you're at home on your couch, feel free to grab the popcorn and enjoy, alright? Today we're talking about conjugation, okay? It's a big word, but it's not that scary. Conjugation, all that means is you're changing the ending of a verb to match the subject. So subjects, we have yo, tú, él or ella. All right, what this means is I'll go ahead and write that. I, you, okay? Él is he, ella, she. All right, usted, don't worry about usted right now. Okay, nosotros, nosotras, this just means we. Okay, ellos, ellas, this means they. So, pronouns. These are our pronouns, and this tells you who the subject is. So depending on the subject, the ending of the verb is going to change. Now let's talk about verbs for a second. Verbs, verbos, in Spanish. Verbs have three different endings when they are in their infinitive form. That just means the base form. When they're in their base form, they can either end in AR, ER, or IR. And that's good news because that keeps it simple. AR, ER, or IR. So let's look at some examples. How about the verb amar? Amar ends in AR. Comer, comer ends in ER. Vivir, vivir ends in IR. So, these are three examples of verbs, and we're going to do something with them today. First, let's talk about AR verbs. So, right here, I have a map drawn out for you guys. AR verbs. Alright? When the verb ends in AR, okay, for each subject, you're just going to take off the AR, so drop it, and then change that to an O for yo. When it's yo, you just change the AR to an O. Okay, when it's tu, you change the AR to AS. Tu, AS. Okay, if it's él, ella, or usted, you change it to an A. Alright, remember changing means you're taking off the AR. You don't want to keep the R on there. You change the whole AR, you keep the stem or the base of the verb, and you just change the ending. Okay, nosotros or nosotras. All you do is you change the AR to amos, A-M-O-S. Ellos, ellas, ustedes. I'll have another video about these explaining usted and ustedes, but for now, all you need to know is ellos, ellas, ustedes, change the AR to AN. That's it. So don't be confused by all of this. This just means that if it's one of these, you're going to change it to that. And if it's one of this group, you're going to change it to that. Nosotros or nosotras, you change it to that. Yo, you change it to that. Tu, you change it to that. So, you're probably thinking right now, I don't know what he's talking about. Let's do an example. Alright, because I'm a visual person. I mean, lots of people are visual people. Let's look at some examples here. Alright, so, amar. We talked about this verb, amar. Amar means to love, but you don't need to know that to conjugate it. Amar, amar. So, let's look at our little cheat sheet here. Yo, alright, change the AR. Alright, so this is the part we're focusing on, without the AR. This is the base, the stem, okay? Don't worry about the AR for this. So, you start with and what do you change it to for yo? Yo, amo, you change it to O. The AR changes to O. So, tu, you write the stem, and then you just add AS. Tu amas. How about él? Alright, él, write the stem. You just add an A on the end. Él ama. Alright, how about nosotros over here? Nosotros. Nosotros, alright, you have amos. So you're going to write the stem. Amos. Nosotros amamos. Nosotros amamos. Alright, now ellos. So let's write the stem first. Alright? A-N. Ellos aman. So, yo amo, tú amas, él ama, nosotros amamos, ellos aman. Alright, so what that just means is I love, you love, he loves, we love, or they love. These are all different ways to say the verb love depending on who is doing it. Okay? The verb amar means to love, and we conjugate it depending on the subject. So, this is what I call the magic of Spanish. You can write a word like, let's say, amas. Amas. You can write a word amas. That's a whole sentence. That means you love. Okay? So, depending on the ending in Spanish, we're able to tell who is actually doing it without needing to say tú. You don't need to say tú, you don't need to say yo, you don't need to say nosotros, you can just say the word and its ending. And we can already tell what it is because each ending is different. Alright, so that's it for AR verbs, verbs ending in AR. And I hope that was simple for you. If not, maybe you can go back and watch the video again knowing what I'm going to say. Let's go ahead and get some practice in. So right over here, I have a few words that I like that work with this rule. Most of them will work. Some of them are irregular, but we'll talk about those later. All right? Not these. These aren't irregular. Some verbs in Spanish are irregular and don't follow the rules that I'm teaching you. But most of them will. So, AR. Go ahead and pause the video and pick maybe two or three of these words and go ahead and give me a map. We talked about a map in class. A map is just what I did earlier in the video with each one where I write yo, tú, and keep going. So give me a map for 2 or 3 of these, alright? Go ahead and pause the video right now. And everybody, give me a map. Okay, so maybe I'll have another video later explaining the answers, but I don't really think that's necessary. I mean, I might. But really, all you need to do is change the AR ending to an O for yo. For tú, you just change the AR to AS. Alright? For él, ella, or usted, any one of these, you change the AR to an A. For nosotros, all you needed to do was change the AR to amos. And for ellos, ellas, ustedes, all you do is change the AR to AN. Okay, so I hope that was revealing something to you. Like, I hope it was like a revelation, how simple Spanish can be and how efficient it can be, where you can just say one word and it means a whole sentence. Alright, so let's talk about the other type of verbs. That is verbs that end in ER or IR. ER or IR. And we're going to talk about regular ones that end in ER or IR. Like I said, there are some verbs that are different, a little bit different, and I'll have to teach you guys that later. But for now, let's talk about the regular ones. So, if you can tell, the only thing that changes here is that where we had an A, now it becomes an E. For example, okay, yo, you just take the ER or IR off, and you just put an O, just like AR, simple. We already talked about that. So tú, instead of AS, you put ES for either one. For ER or IR, you put ES for tú. Okay, él, ella, or usted, you just change it to an E. Nosotros or nosotras, this is where it's different. This is where it matters whether it's ER or IR, but it's not that different. All you do is if it ends in ER, you're going to change it to emos, E-M-O-S. If it ends in IR, you're going to change it to emos, I-M-O-S. So all you're doing is, depending on whether it's ER or IR, you just change it to emos or emos. So it's not very different from amos, all right? How about ellos, ellas, ustedes? All you do is you change it to EN. Okay, so let's look back over here at AR. All right. Actually, I have my little tiny board here that I use to compare. So, yo stays the same. Tu, where it was AS for AR, it's now ES for ER and IR. Okay, for el, which is one of this group, all you do is change it to E instead of A for ER or IR verbs. Okay, nosotros, all you do is change it to hemos or imos, depending on whether it ends in ER or IR. For ellos, ellas or ustedes, all you do is change it to EN instead of AN for AR. All right, let's look at an example. So, join me over here where we have the verb comer. We're going to use our little ER guide to conjugate this verb. Comer. Okay, yo, all right, we're going to take the stem, so ignore the ER, all right, you're going to take that off. Yo, write the stem. Yo, you add an O, yo como. Tu, you write the stem. Tu comes, tu comes. El, write the stem. And here it says, for el, you just add E. El come. Nosotros, nosotros. Now, does it end in ER or IR? It ends in ER, so we're going to use hemos. So write the stem. Comemos. Ellos. All right, ellos. We're going to write the stem. Com, and then we have en for ellos. Ellos comen. Okay, so now we just said, comer, by the way, means to eat. We just said, I eat, you eat, he eats, we eat, they eat. All right, let's look over here at vivir. Vivir, which means to live, to live. Okay, living la vida loca. Oh, no, that doesn't say vivir, never mind. Anyways, so yo, let's write the stem here. Forget the IR. Yo. So the stem is viv. All right, you add an O for yo. Yo vivo, just like ER, just like AR. Okay, here's where it's like ER. You write the stem. Tu vives. Okay, next we have el. So you write the stem. El vive. All right, now, right here with nosotros, this is where IR is different. Nosotros, so we write the stem. Okay, it ends in IR, so this time we're going to use imos. Nosotros vivimos. Vivimos. There you go. Sorry about that. Vivimos. Okay, ellos. It ends in en, so you write the stem. Viven. Ellos viven. I live, you live, he lives, we live, they live. Alright, so I hope that was just as easy as AR verbs for you. That's called conjugation. Only 3 types of verbs. Remember, AR, ER, or IR. And all you do is conjugate it according to the maps that I showed you. So go ahead, just like your AR verbs, I have some examples here for you. I have 3 ER verbs, leer, romper, creer, okay? And then I have 3 IR verbs for you, partir, vivir, compartir. All right, if you haven't noticed, partir and compartir is just gonna be the same thing, just with com in front. Okay, so go ahead and choose a couple of these ER and a couple of these IR, and go ahead and just practice doing a map for that. Just pause the video right now and just practice your maps. If you need to go back and see how I did the maps for those, which is just the examples that I gave, then go ahead and put the video back. But go ahead and pause it right now and practice doing maps for that. Okay, so I hope you realize just how simple it is when you have the map in front of you. Alright, if you have something like this, like my little cheat board, alright, or something like this in your notes where you just have everything telling you what to do, then it's very simple. You don't really have to think. You just have to change the ending. And that's all it is. It's just changing the ending. That's conjugation. Alright? Now, if you really want to get good, if you're in my class and you want to get a 100 on the quiz, or let's say you need to bring your grade up and you just want to ace the test, which is very easy to do because all it is conjugation, what you need to do is you need to practice. You need to go back to where I had those words on the board for practice and just pick a bunch of them and just keep doing it. Practice, alright? So you need to study, first of all, and you need to practice. And why do you practice? You practice because the more that you write it and the more you do examples like this right here, Amar, the more you practice, the easier it will get and the quicker it will come to you. As soon as you see yo, you'll just think of o, and you'll know it ends in o for yo. Okay, and that's what's going to let you speak the language, actually. You don't want to say yo and then think about what's the ending. You want to have that practice so that you can just say it immediately. Alright, so you guys need to practice. And specifically my class, when we take our quizzes, we're not going to have notes. So you need to study. And what would you study? Just study these endings and what they go to, the subjects they go to. And then you guys will do great. That's all for today, and I hope I see you again soon.